Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RPC. That's Rock Motive Project Cars. Just way too much to say. I'm just going to shorten it to RPC, I think, from now on. But anyway, I was looking to do a little mod on the Mercedes back here recently, and I discovered a little bit of a problem. Now, it's very minor, but just one of those little things that I had to fix. So, 5 days later, and $3.77, I'm able to solve that little problem. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But before I do, let me show you the little mod that I'm going to do. Now, it's under the hood, and it's very simple. It is the engine cover. Now, a lot of people will paint these. You know, they'll paint these things, paint the whole thing up. Frankly, I'm not really big into that, although I have done a little painting on engine covers on other vehicles, but not going to do that on the Mercedes. I just don't think it's fitting for a car like this. So I pulled the engine cover off because I wanted to remove the emblem here, the little badge, which I did because I'm going to paint this. I'm not decided on the color yet. I do want something that pops a little bit under the hood. And I will say, under the hood of the Mercedes, there's really not a lot of color at all. I mean, you have black and you have silver. And that's about it. You know, we have a little yellow thing here and a little red in the wiring. And that's really about all. So really kind of trying to decide exactly what it is that I'm going to do. But if you're interested in doing something like this, it's really not too difficult. Go ahead, pop the engine cover. And then if you look on the back, you'll see here, and mine are gone because I've already done it, there are some little plastic welds. All you have to do is gently, and I stress gently, drill through those welds. You just use a drill bit that's about the same size as the hole to kind of get through the plastic welds. Once you do that, the emblem itself will just pop right off like that. And you can see there are the little studs on the back. What I'll do is I'll double side tape this back on. I mean, this weighs nothing. It's subjected to no pressure or anything, so it won't take much to hold it back on when I'm done. Now, to paint this thing briefly, just rough it up a little bit. I just use some purple, red, whatever you want to call it, Scotch-Brite, this kind of stuff. Just kind of, I'm not trying to sand the finish off. I just want to put some grooves in it so that the paint has something to adhere to. I will prime it and clear coat it and all that stuff, but that's something later on, and I'm not going to dedicate a whole video to that. I'll probably just show you guys as part of another video down the road what it looks like. And it's so light that you can drop it on the floor without damaging it, which is nice. Again, putting it back on, I'll just double side tape it. Now, the problem that I ran into, on the back of the engine cover, there are these little grommets. Some places call them, I think, bongs or bungs. They call them bungs. Mercedes themselves, they call them elastomer bear. I guess maybe bearing? I don't know. I don't know what that means, honestly. But if you're looking for this, by the way, I'll show you right here now. That is the part number in case you happen to be missing any on yours. Oh, and I like this. The bill to is Mr. Rob. Pretty cool. But anyway, that's the part number in case you happen to be missing yours on at least a 2020 Mercedes C300. Now, they just pop in, and you can see I've already got several of them on. There are 4. One is missing, and it is this one. Now, they are specific, supposedly, so if you're looking for one, make sure you get the right one, although I don't know if they're really any different. Now, these, of course, go down over the studs in the engine here. You've got these little studs, and this is the one that I was missing right there. But they're in the front here. Then there's one back here right behind there, I believe. Actually, you can see it, I think, back there. Maybe you can't. Oh, it's actually right here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the other one's in the corner. Now, what I think happened is probably during an oil change or some kind of a service, the tech probably popped the engine cover off, and when they did, that little bung or gasket, whatever you want to call it, popped off, fell in the engine bay somewhere, and eventually made its way to the ground. Now, I have looked around a little in here to see if I could find it. I couldn't. It may still be in there somewhere. Who knows? Maybe someday it'll be laying on the floor in my garage. So let's go ahead. I'll pop it out of there and I'll show you how to put it in. This is what it looks like. And again, it's just a little grommet kind of thing. There you go. There's what it looks like outside of the bag, I guess. And it should, in theory, just pop right back down into this hole. I mean, that's the idea. And it goes like this, just like the other ones, obviously. So we're gonna see if I can force it in there by hand. Yeah, it's not very complicated to do. That's it. That's how it's held in. And then you go ahead and put it back on the engine, which I'm gonna do right now. And there you go. That's it. Now, you might be wondering, well, gee, why does this even matter? Is it really that important? It just keeps noise down. You know, I noticed before, and the way that I kind of discovered this was the front of this was moving up and down, and it actually did make noise as the plastic kind of slammed against the other plastics around. So it does make a difference as far as that goes. And when you have a Mercedes, you're kind of looking for more luxury or quiet, I guess. So that's why it's important. Plus, if you're like me, you just want it to be right. Anyway, that is what's going on right now with my Mercedes. Just fixing a little problem. I mean, for $3.77, not that big a deal. Just go ahead and take care of it. Make sure that it's right. Just part of keeping the car up to standards, the way that it should be. Leave a comment. Let me know. You missing any of these on yours? Doesn't necessarily even have to be a Mercedes. I think these are fairly standard across the board as to how most engine covers are held on. I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about the Toyota Tacoma, and Rob Motive JT, all about Jeep Gladiators. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. And don't forget, smash that subscribe button while you're here. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.